I'm at work. I'm on my lunch break. I got to work today and got put in an area that I absolutely hate working in, just because it's just so slow. And I worked over there most of the day yesterday and just, gave way more than anybody else doing not my job, in addition to my job, and making sure that the line kept moving. And I work at a warehouse, but making sure that the line kept moving, making sure that all the old work got worked first like it's supposed to, making sure, the new work was put after the old work, so that my coworkers would actually work so that my coworkers would work it in the order that it should be worked, because they just don't care. They just grab whatever. Anyway, they don't understand the importance of getting the old work out first. If Karen ordered on Tuesday and, Brenda ordered on Thursday, don't you think you might want to get Karen's stuff out first? Because Karen's gonna call if she's, waited too long on her order. Brenda still has a couple of days, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I worked way harder than I should have yesterday, and that's on me. That's on me, because that's just how I am. I can't turn it off. I can't not. I work harder than what is expected of us here. But and I was like, I know I'm gonna get put over there today. That's gonna be my assigned area. Yesterday it was not my assigned area, but when I got finished in my assigned area, that's where I went, because that's what I immediately saw there was a need for. They needed help over there, so that's where I went. Anyway, I knew I was gonna get put over there today, and sure shit, I look at the roster, and that's where I'm at. So I went over there, started working. Thankfully, on my side of the belt, I was the only one, and the other person was on the other side. She was by herself. And, we're working. And we have this one person that works. His job is literally to work in that section. We work out of totes, these big red and gray totes and green totes. And they're heavy, and they're kind of a pain in the butt. But his job, literally his job, is to stack these totes up and keep them rotated in the order of where we're supposed to pick them up and put them onto our carts, because in this area of our warehouse, you work off of a cart. Literally, his only job is to make sure that these totes are stacked up and rotated so that the old work is in a certain spot, so we know that that's where we pick up the old work, and the new work is put further down, and we work it in the order that it's lined up. Well, that's his job. That's literally his only job. Does he do that? No, he barely stacks the totes up, and when he does, he just, all willy-nilly shit, just, no order, no rotating, no pushing things down like he's supposed to. None of that. Literally none of that. And every time I work over there, I pick that slack up. Not because I have to, but because I want to make sure that I'm doing my job correctly no matter what. And I want to make sure that I'm getting the old work and keeping it in order, so I know where the old work is, and I'm not picking up new stuff that doesn't need to be done yet. And as soon as I walked over there and I saw him, and yesterday he was off, so he wasn't there, which is why I was, took it upon myself to make sure that it was done, even though he doesn't do it anyway when he is here. He is a waste of labor. He literally is a waste of company dollars. Anyway, so I immediately got irritated and in a bad mood. And, you know, after making a couple of trips around with my cart and everything, I decided I was so irritated just with watching the way he moves, like, and the way most of these people around here move. I'm one of the oldest people doing this job in this building, and I run circles around these people that are freaking 20 years younger than me or more. Like, I'm old enough to be most of their mother, and it frustrates me to no end. And it's not just the younger people either. I mean, some of these people are a little bit older, and they're just lazy as fuck too. But it frustrates me to no end that I'm literally letting this affect my work ethic. And that's one thing, the whole point of this whole video is the fact that, to me, it feels like we get people that come in that I train that I see such potential there, and I think, you know, they're going to be really great, and when they first start, they're really hustling and moving, and, you know, I'm like, man, they're going to do really great. This is going to be a valuable employee. And then after a little bit, they see how the other people, the lazy people in here that have no good work ethic whatsoever, see them working, and then they decide, well, shit, they're doing it, I'm gonna just slack off and do that too. People walking around, you know, talking on their phones, watching videos while they're working, you know, standing there leaning on the line, bullshitting and stuff like that. It irritates me to no end. No end. It irritates me so bad. And then here I am today, and this has happened a few times, and it's getting worse for me. It's really getting worse. I'm watching these people, I'm getting irritated, and then I think, you know what, today, I don't give a shit either. I'm just gonna walk as slow as I can and move as slow as I can, and I'm gonna be a lazy son of a gun too. And so I just started floating around, taking my sweet ass time, not really caring, not really cleaning up after myself, just throwing cardboard up in the steel, and I lost my give a shit. Like, my give a damn seriously was broken this morning. And then after about an hour of that, I caught myself inching back into me again and doing not my job and cleaning up after other people and rotating the work around so that the old stuff gets done first, and, you know, taking care of stuff that's not mine. And then I got frustrated with myself again, because I was like, why are you working so hard in a company that doesn't give a shit about whether you work hard or not, just as long as you show up every day? All you got to do is show up every day. It doesn't really matter how well you work or you know, any of that stuff, as long as you show up every day. It's just frustrating. Lazy, apathetic people are like a virus. They infect everybody else around them. And the fact that there's no accountability, and that the companies, and it's not just this one, it's every company I've ever worked for, the fact that they let everybody just get away with given bare minimum, and in some cases even rewarding that bare minimum, but that's a whole nother story. And then they've got people like me where I'm busting my ass, and there's like literally no recognition of the fact that I'm busting my ass, except for, you know, a few people. They're constantly like, man, you work so hard. Why are you working so hard? You know, you work way too hard. And calm down, slow down. I can't help it. I'm a hard worker. I'm a really hard worker. I guess I just need to start my own damn business. because I can't, working with these people, it's literally, I've been here for 5 years now, and I love my job. I love what I do, even though it's really starting to wear on me. Um, I'm feeling like I need something with more purpose than, picking merchandise into totes, and being on my feet all day. But I'm 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 feeling like I'm just losing my desire to work hard for somebody else. But anywhere I've ever worked, I've always given every single bit of what I got. I've always gone above and beyond. I can't help it. It's wired into me. It's just the way I am. I can't not. But it's damn frustrating to be the only one doing it, and to watch all these other people that they think are so great. Um, but yet I'm working side by side with these people, and I'm seeing what they're actually doing. And if you go to management and you tell them, well, they're making their numbers, they're also cheating to make their numbers. But that's another video too. Anyway, that's all I got. These people are bringing me down. They're like a virus. I'm getting sick. My mind and my heart are getting sick, and I don't know. I just don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm 55. I'm too old for this shit. This right here is a young, lazy person's game, and I'm not young and I'm not lazy. So, that's all I got. That's all I got. I just need to vent. I just need to vent. If you're there listening, thanks for listening. Now my lunch break is over. It's time for me to get back in there and try not to lose my shit on anybody or quit my job or do something that gets me fired. Peace out. Windy out here right now. I hope this don't mess up the sound too much. I guess we'll see whenever I go to edit. But I was so aggravated by the time I got home, by the time I got into the town I live in. I stopped and bought lottery tickets. Uh, and I told the guy at the little store that I bought them at. He was like, "Bad day," and I was like, "Yeah." Like, it's pretty sad that I'm throwing down $10 and putting my hopes and dreams into that. Uh, I might buy lottery tickets like twice a year, if that. Um, and usually it's after a day like today and yesterday. Anyway, my whole point is just that people are lazy. They're just lazy, and it irritates me to no end. Just, and they really are just, you know, when you're around people, for 8, sometimes 10 hours a day, a lot of times, when you see everybody just getting away with stuff and getting away with stuff and getting away with stuff and no accountability, um, and management knows what they're doing and they just let them get away with it. And, you know, someone like me stops for a second, somebody stops and asks me a question, hey, how you doing? How you been? How's the grandbaby? Something like that. They look at me and like I'm being non-productive or something. Like, seriously? Oh, It's aggravating. I don't know. I would like to say that it's just, the generation, I come from a different generation, being Gen X, than these, younger folks, but I see people my age acting the same dang way, and, it's frustrating. I think it's just this new era we're in that people just don't wanna work. They want that paycheck, but they don't wanna work, and it's frustrating. I mean, I can't tell y'all how many times I've been on, Indeed lately, especially, updating my resume and making sure that that's all, locked up tight and updated and, just kinda going through and looking for a new job. I mean, it would be nice to get one closer to home where I'm not driving 62 miles one way. Um, that would be super, 'cause I spend, I mean, I got a that little Spark, it's good on gas, but it would be nice not to spend 2.5 hours of my whole day sitting in a car driving. And sure, I could get a job where I'm, something that's got a little more substance to it than, warehouse work, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm at the age now where I like learning new things. I'm constantly learning, constantly. Um, every day I learn something new. I love to read. I love to consume um, educational content. I like to elevate my mind. I mean, I might sound like a dumb Southerner, but I'm not. I'm not. But honestly, I just think it's everywhere. It's everywhere. People are just, they don't care anymore. Nobody cares anymore. And that's frustrating because I care. I care. I care about the work I do. I take pride in it. Don't matter what the work is. I could be, shoveling manure in a horse stall. I could be digging a ditch, throwing garbage, whatever, cleaning toilets. It doesn't matter to me. I take pride in it. Um, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. It frustrates me. It really does. What about y'all? Y'all have coworkers or have had coworkers that drive you absolutely nuts? Lazy people while you're busting your butt? Or are you one of them lazy people? The good thing is though is I get to come home, sit on my dock, enjoy this nice breeze, maybe the sunset if the clouds cooperate. I get to come home to this. Yeah, that right there is awesome. Anyway, I'm done. I'm not gonna rant no more. At least not today. Y'all have a great day.